Yeah, I cheated. I didn't write any of my papers, I didn't do any of the work myself. I stole a lot of work. Took only classes anyone I knew did and used all their work for it with minor changes. I made it through 6 years and got 2 degrees. I got a scholarship out of high school by cheating. I cheated during the SAT.
I cheated most of my life and I feel a little bad but not really. Thanks to a couple real ones for holding it down for me, wouldn't have made it this far without you. Edit, 1 million views, thank you. All the folks who got triggered, thanks for fueling the post. May all of your bridges be sturdy and your streets pothole free. Wouldn't have gotten this far if it wasn't for your hard work. Edit, thanks for the gold anonymous.
I love you. Edit. Shout out to my university and my professors. I graduated with a 3.3 GPA, not the best, but it's alright. I also took the FA and PE exams and did well. Edit. Yeah, I'm bragging. But I confessed. Thanks.
Everyone here is congratulating you, but I think you're an ass.
Are you working in your field you know little to less about?
He is a civil engineer, but mostly does construction. Sounds like he would do better as a salesman, as he was able to convince that many people to let him consistently cheat sourcing and sales. Keep that saltiness close to your heart, because being in the workforce is more of the same.
As someone who busted their ass through a double major undergrad MA.
That serious program, this does anger me a bit.
Glad to hear that the people building bridges and major infrastructure don't know anything about what they're really doing.
I had a friend in college mooch off me and he had a better career afterwards.
I'm not really angered by the fact he cheated, more so that has a civil engineer, not sure how to
feel about someone designing bridges without putting in much
work to learn their degree.
Unfortunately, being good at getting others to do things for you is a business skill.
Did you do it because you're not smart enough, or you're just lazy, or both? Lol.
Maybe they weren't his friends.
The fact that you haven't gotten caught is a skill in its own, fats.
Pretty impressive, and honestly most people use like 10
of what they learned in college for their jobs. What college did you go to? Please state your first and
last name and date of birth. The real scam is what schools charge for degrees that produce the
same results as somebody that puts in no work.
Civil engineering is the construction of roads, bridges and structural elements within a building, dangerous if true.
But I doubt it's reality.
Hopefully the inspector and everyone else involved in his projects didn't cheat too.
Weird flex, but okay.
No joke, in Miami a bridge collapsed and killed people on the campus. A few because someone that screwed things up.
Fake it till you make it, it applies to everything.
If that was entirety of your CS coursework, then that was a really bad school. I think I only wrote crap like that for literally entry level of my CS, and my school was shit. Nice try, FBI.
You're an insult to everyone who works 40-hour weeks and barely gets by.
Because the Don T have a degree, I hope you know that.
This is some Arthur Appen vibes.
Just so you know, I've had plenty of crying Eunice students in my
office asking for higher grades or retakes over the past few
years. Hasn't he worked, yet not all of us are pushovers.
Go ACIA. I don't think I learned much of anything throughout college. I learned that other people's hard work pays off, and now I'm an engineer.
No way, an essay. Also an insult to everyone who works hard and applies themselves and put in the
effort required for their qualification. He doesn't deserve it.
Good attempt at obscurity, U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Having trouble paying for school, chap? You could always join the military to pay for your degree. Why haven't I seriously though? That's how military gets 80 of their numbers.
as long as you're not a fucking doctor.
I am calling shenanigans. I've been cheated on my fair share of academic assessments myself, and the SAT would be hard to cheat on in any meaningful way.
I think civil engineer is just as scary. Roads and bridges are no laughing matter.
Ethical behavior has become a thing of the past.
Engineer of what?
Yep, your real material. I sense many fake orgasms.
Being good with people will get you further in life than intelligence.
He made it so far because he made up the whole thing.
This sounds more like bragging than a confession. I mean, you outright said.
It doesn't even really bother you, yet what?
Ah yes, the good old days when people didn't lie and cheat. When was that exactly?
What a silly explanation. Department of Parks Recreation.
You must have gone to some shitty school if they wouldn't notice continuous plagiarized essays.
Maybe, just maybe, he is smart enough to separate. Relationships don't ask to cheat off people you actually wanna.
Be cool with auntie shit, where you eat kingdom mentality.
How did you get so far without getting caught? Was this a long time ago? Because now they have websites like Turnitin to check for plagiarism and such.
Yeah, I think I read that the temporary supports weren't in the right
Place among other things. I think big mistake regardless.
Man, fuck this guy. In military they paid for my BS degree, and are paying for my MBA. I mean, it is a nice benefit if you are willing to sell your soul.
I don't think we know enough about the situation to say one way or the other.
I wanted to say the same thing until I saw you're lonely. Comment: what a complete fraud.
Yes, I've turned in papers with huge percentages because of the nature of them. Turnitin.
Didn't you at the time notice the quotes, or did it cited just added my citations to the percentage? Please share with me how you cheated on the SAT.
Those kinds of mistakes are usually from the contractor engineering.
Work is looked at by several sets of eyes before it is approved. Especially big projects like bridges, skyscrapers, etc.
I know, right? The worst part is that he is a civil engineer and could possibly be
Tasked to design bridges. No, this could get people killed.
This isn't a confession, it is a brag.
Oh, I don't think so. This thing, you must confess you were bad at sneaking IRS.
I am not bothered much by this fairness argument, however fool up if you start weighing people down and taking advantage of them.
Sounds like they started paying people to do their work in the middle of their freshman year and then never looked at what the assignments were again.
There's the advantage of speaking multiple languages. School is taught in French, but I am fluent in English. Find material in English online and paraphrases. So you're a firm believer in outsourcing. ULL, do great in it. Yeah, I don't believe this in the slightest.
How in the university, if you were caught plagiarizing, you hope you only get an F.
The professor can report your cheating to the head of UE. In the risk of expulsion.
It's not like one civil engineer plans builds
Or inspects a bridge all by themselves. True, I had a roommate who was in urban planning and cheated his way through college.
He only could get sales jobs after college. It was kind of funny. And the combo of the two tied in with a little motivation is where the
Extremely successful people come from.
I only took the entry-level courses as my electives and I can confirm.
Each of those examples were part of my 101 or 102 courses.
You mean the Spawn 6 or 9 or 69?
I don't believe ops bullshit one bit. I'm at the end of my master's program and doing a thesis with research, so there isn't really a way to cheat through that, but this dude sucks.
Well, he took work smart not hard 2K a whole new LVL.
Only cheating yourself, man.
Why is this down here up you go?
It's unfortunate that doing the unethical will get you ahead in life. Because the college tuition system is the definition of conflict of interest.
While unfortunately it kinda sucks for them, but it is legitimately useful.
If your CS class is focused only on how to write code and nothing on theory, then either you went to crap school or you didn't pay attention.
I feel sorry for anyone who ever hires you.
A very juicy beetle.
Enough assholes like Op, and you ain't going to hit a critical.
Massive one can do you think more OMT? Exactly this why the fuck does this guy have so many upvotes?
Nothing smart about it, just unethical, lazy and entitled.
What the fuck?
There's a lot of people that cheat their way into med school, then flunk our urine. Because they found out you can't cheat for step tests. Good luck to you too, you LL need it. I hope both of us got to be as good engineers as we dream.
Most people I know cheat, because they're lazy, which fucking pisses me off since they're more than capable of
achieving their current grades, if they put some effort into it.
Holy shit, in praying you're not a civil engineer in my city.
Hope you were MT writing that from a work computer.
It be like that sometimes.
As a history grad, this is so true, you need to cite everything. But don't quote too much, but cite your paraphrases.
Well, shows no remorse or anything. No, this is clearly just some pretentious prick bragging about some shit he didn't earn.
I know a person who graduated by cheating mostly, but now he can't get a job because when it comes to work interview he talks nonsense.
As a civil engineer, I don't get this. There aren't that many papers, it's all math-based problems and few papers outside electives also. Did you pass the FAE to become an EI?
Fuck you should feel bad, you cheating fuck.
You sly dog.
How do they pass the FAE like isn't that basically necessary to get hired as a civil?
So they re his buddy's guy.
Everyone knows y'all are supposed to screw things down, that's day one stuff.
Most obvious if it happened I've seen in a while.
I use real one to describe a good friend all the time.
Tonight deadass thought my name was plagiarism.
A lot of these comments could have been prevented if the professors changed their material.
If it happened.
You realize that for high school and undergrad they're the majority of the work.
Writing papers is reading your class textbook and paraphrasing it. Cut out the
middleman and just write your materials.
How would you pass exams then? After copying papers or lab reports and homework, how would you have learned the topics well? Enough to pass the class as a STEM major grad. That seems pretty unlikely.
Yup, I put a quote into my paper and turned it in immediately. Marked it as plagiarized. It was scary off, but the teacher never said
Anything is, it was just a quote.
Yeah, my master's was in a science field, so I don't think
it would even have been possible.
I'd be super fucking pissed in currently in nursing and it's a constant shitload of work.
This guy's got upper management written all over him.
I hope so.
Spoiled little rich asshole.
Imagine being an athlete, they just have to show up, they don't even need to cheat. Exactly what I was thinking. Comp sci is horrifying. Advanced data structures and discrete math were huge barriers.
How would we have any indication of that lowery?
No, nothing but the little info we got. Came here to basically post this as maybe someday life will cheat you to be given that type.
If opportunity that so many others never get and
Basically squandering it makes me sick.
agreed. I went to high school with a lot of super rich
People and this type of stuff happens often.
I don't think I learned much of anything throughout college. No shit, haha.
We're the problem with this world.
Well, smart, but also not smart. Want to know what he studied and
That might come back to bite him in the ass one day.
right, what a ridiculous thing to pick out in this guy's story.